This conference will now be recorded.
So until yesterday, we have seen about some constraints like not null, unique and all. So today we'll see like primary key, foreign key, what is check, what is default index. So these are the main constraints in SQL we use. So we'll go with primary key. So primary key constraint is used to identify, record, uniquely. So, and also it should not contain any null values. As I said yesterday, a primary key column should have not in this way. Okay. A table should have only one primary key. So primary key, we are saying like we should have only one primary key. See, table cannot say column, and this table should have only one primary key. So this primary key can be a single column or a group of columns. Understood? So if you take some example like select star from products, I can define this product ID as primary key, or if you wish, you can define like product ID, supplier ID, category ID, all three clustered as one primary key column. So this a table should have only one primary key. It can have many unique ID columns, but if you want to have two or more columns to be a primary key, you can group them and you can create as a single primary key. So primary key can be single or multiple columns grouped together. So let's see on create table. We'll take some employee table. Or the same products table, and we will tweak this data. So I want to say that products primary key description, just for our understanding, all I'll say just PK. PK is primary key, FK is foreign key. We generally use that shortcuts. So I want to say here product ID is integer and product ID is not null as well. And also I want to say this particular data product ID is my primary key. So I want to say that. So we will see. So as I said, primary key should not have any null values. So I'm giving not null, and also I need to give a primary key naming in this way. And Rest all columns I'm just leaving as it is. And if you execute this particular table, so it will say like primary, it will create a product ID as a primary key column. So what it will does is, it creates a primary key on the product ID column when the products table is created. So we'll see just by executing this. Select star from. Okay. So I'm executing this. I just wanted you to know what this primary key will do now. Let's see, inserting some data. Okay. So I want to insert product ID as 1. We'll see, we'll insert it. We don't have email ID over here. So just we'll see whether we have given correct product ID, product name, supplier ID, category ID. Okay. Here we have given an extra column value. So let's insert first. Okay, we have affected one row and we have given, sorry, I have inserted into products table. So we'll insert in this table. Okay, I have inserted a one row in products PK description table and it is inserted. Now I wanted to put the same thing over here. I wanted to add the same columns, I mean same data into the second row. Let's see whether it will add on. See, violation of primary key constraint PK products cannot insert duplicate key in object dbo.products. So it is saying that we cannot insert a duplicate value 1 in the primary key column, which is product ID. So you cannot insert a duplicate column. So I'll just copy and paste it and just I will keep everything as it is. Then I'll just change the primary key value to 2. Okay, so now it should allow, because primary key I have defined only product ID. So it should allow me to insert a unique value in the product ID. So now it got affected because I have given primary key as unique data and rest everything is same, because rest I didn't define either not null or primary key. So I should get 2 rows now, 1, 2, and rest everything is same. So when you are defining a particular column in a table as primary key, that means that particular column will not have any duplicates. This is a simple criteria you have to remember. And suppose if you want to cluster 2 or more data into a primary key, yes, we can do it. So this is it creates a primary key on the product ID column, right? So here we will see one more. So I want to create a primary key for both. One is ID, product ID, and another one is product name. So how I will do here? If you want to create 2 or more columns as a primary key, you will not specify here. So I want to remove this from here. Now I want to say product ID and product name both are primary keys. So I need to define product name also as not null constraint, and then after the last particular column definition, I will insert like constraint and I want to say this is a primary key and I wanted to give some name to it. So what I wanted to see at the end, our primary key is only one column. I mean one particular data, or we can say like a group of columns clustered as one column. So we need to give some column name to it. Okay. So I'll say pk primary key underscore product or products. So I'll say primary key and I will define over here what are all the columns I wanted to give as my primary keys. So I wanted to give product ID and product name as my primary keys. So I have already created a column with a table with products underscore pk description. So it is saying it's already there. So I have to give some other name. Okay. So now I'll give some other name like 2pk description. So not 2pk, pk 2 columns. We'll give something like that. So it got executed successfully. What it does, so here it creates only one primary key, which is pk underscore products. Okay, pk underscore products, the name which we have given to this primary key, on which columns of on the 2 columns, one is product ID and another one is product name. I think you understood the basic difference. So we will just see by inserting the data, same data again. Already we'll do that. So I'll be inserting the first one here. It got affected. And again, second one also, I'll try to insert the same data again. It's saying violation of primary key constraint pk underscore products, which we have defined. Okay, and cannot insert duplicate key in object dpo products. The duplicate key value is 1 comma so it is saying these 2 are my duplicates. Earlier it said only one is my duplicate because we have only primary key defined for product ID. Now we have defined for product ID and product name. That's why it is showing 2. So let's see with an example. I'll only change the product ID to primary key, I mean unique value, but I'll put this product name as similar. Now we'll see. It is allowing. Why it's allowing? Okay, we'll show it. Select start from products. Okay. So why it's allowing me to give the product name as say unique ID. Why? Because we have given this product ID plus product name equals to a primary key. That means we have these 2 values over here. So 1 plus, it will take in this way, 1 plus soap, 2 plus soap. So 1 plus soap, 2 plus soap is different, right? If you are checking the product name as a different column, then this particular data is not unique. But when you have given primary key as product ID plus product name, when it will take in a combination, and in a combination it's not duplicate. So that's why it will allow you to create product name separately with so. We can also do in this way to understand better. So I will give product ID as same one and I will change it to soap one. We'll see whether we can create it or not. See, it got affected. So why it's got affected? Because as a combination of product ID and product name, it will take and it will think like as a combination, it's a unique. So it will, when you are clustering or grouping two or more columns, it will take the data in a group only. It will not consider a single column. Understood? So similarly, you can use alter table. So alter table, if you want to alter any of the product primary keys, you can alter by using add constraint. So in my products table, see these two are my products PK description and products PK description, two columns. But in my products table, I didn't add any constraint. So I wanted to add some constraint now. So I'll try to add to the product ID right itself. Because in my products table, I didn't add any constraint as primary key till now. So I wanted to add a primary key constraint now. I wanted to add to two particular data. So I'll give some name to it and I will say primary key of okay. So when I'm creating my product ID, products table, when I have created my products table, I haven't defined this product ID as not null and I haven't defined my product name as not null. So first of all, we need to be very sure that that particular column should be a not null one. So you have to be very sure that particular column is not null one. So let's take this particular products. Which one? While creating order details, I have created a second. I'm creating all columns as, I'm not giving over here as primary key, and I'll create all columns as not nulls. so that we can use when we are using this alter. Okay. Okay, it got created. Then I'll change the name. Let's see. So it got completed. So in order to create any primary key for any column, so that particular column should be a, what we can say, it should be a unique one. I mean, it should have some not null value. It should be defined as a not null constraint. So in the same way, we can also drop that particular primary key constraint. So drop a simple command saying like alter drop. Drop means we are dropping that particular data. So how we will do? Again, alter table. I'll take the same and I will drop constraint this name I will give. It got dropped. So in this way you can drop, you can alter the table, same thing. So that is called a primary key one. Now we will discuss on the unique key, okay? Sorry, not unique key, foreign key. So foreign key is to what is foreign key and why we'll be using it, you can understand very clearly. See, foreign key is same as primary key but in another table. You may get confused. Foreign key is the one which we will be using when we are joining the tables. Okay. So when we have to join the tables, we will be joining with another table, right? So in the primary, there will be, suppose if you take two tables, okay, like T1 and T2. So we will be having a primary key in T1 table and a primary key in T2 table, right? So if you consider T1 as a main table, we will say primary key is T1's table, okay? And the T2's table primary key we will call as a foreign key. So this we will call as a foreign key. So foreign key constraint is used to prevent actions that destroy links between tables. So the table with foreign key is called as a child table. So if you take this T1 and T2 as example again, T1 we will call as a parent table and T2 we will call as a child table because it has a foreign key. So if you are thinking that's a child table, that is a foreign key, and if you are thinking T1 as a main table or a parent table, then that particular key in that particular table is primary key. So you need to simply remember primary key is also foreign key is also a primary key in another table. Simple criteria you can remember. So the table with foreign key is called as child table. And it's simple, right? And the table with primary key is called as referential, we will call mostly, or we can call as parent table. You can say main table, parent table, anything. So if you go back, okay. Suppose we have a products table and we have, so let's start from orders table. Oh, sorry, order details table. We'll execute both. So in the product table and order table, product table, suppose my product ID is my primary key. In the orders table is also we have a product ID and product ID is my primary key. Then we will say that products table product ID is my primary key, and in orders table the same column is my foreign key. Okay, so I wanted to we can just simply think like in this way, when we are creating some child table, you need to you can specify this as a foreign key. So I'll be creating order details, another one. And so in the orders table, I want to define order detail ID as not null. And order ID is not null. This I'll put as it is. And I wanted to mention, if you see in this particular orders table, I have order ID as my main ID. You can think like that, or order detail ID is my main ID and it is not repetitive. So in every table, we'll be having some particular data can be a primary key, but in this table, suppose if you take in the products table, my product ID is my unique ID, and all the rest of the things may be not my unique ID. But when you go to this orders table, my product ID is not my primary key. If you think in that way, my order detail is my primary key. So product ID can be more than once. It can be repeated in the product table, because when you're ordering, right, suppose in practical way, if you see in my products table, if I want to enter a product called bottle, okay, so that bottle you need not to enter twice or thrice, because you have already entered once, and for that product ID you have already have some price, some units and all. And when it comes to the orders, I mean order details, what happened, you can go and you can order water bottle once, you can do that, and for the next order some other person will come and will order the same bottle, right? So the product ID will be repetitive here, because whenever they are purchasing some water bottle over here, this product ID will be using every time. Then we cannot say this product ID cannot be, we cannot define this product ID as primary key in order details table, right? So what would be my primary key? Order ID. So whenever a new order is created, a new order detail ID will be created, right? So in this particular table, we need to define order detail ID as my primary key. But when I want to join with my product ID, I should say this product ID is my foreign key. So I will mention that over here. Primary key is my order detail ID because it's a unique column. Now I am defining foreign key as my product ID. Okay. And also when you're giving the some product, some foreign key and all, right, you need to give some referential table, okay, so that it will understand this particular data is there in some other table and that is a primary key, and you want to have a primary key foreign key relationship between that particular table and this particular table. So I need to give the table name and there what particular data I wanted to mention over here. Let's see, products table. Without please allow me. Okay, why it's not allowing? This my incorrect. Okay, here I need to give comma. I need a comma. I need to mention foreign keys. This I need to mention the references. Okay, let me tweak it. So order ID, order. Okay. So this is right. Just a second. Now it should work. No, it's not working. Why? Okay. Create table order details demo, and I'm defining order detail ID as normal, primary key, and order ID as normal, quantity as int, and I'm saying my product ID as int foreign key, references of this one Why it's not allowing me? Okay, let me try in another way. It should allow. Let me give some name to it so that it may have constraint FK, something like product order detail, and I mention this as foreign key personal product ID. So Hmm. Okay. Sorry. Actually, everything will work. I am missing some bracket over here. Okay, it should also work. Okay, this bracket is missing. That's the problem. So, see, here we have opened a bracket, but we haven't closed it. Here also the same thing. It should work. It's already there. That's why it's not working. I'll give some other name. So both will work. You can define in this way or you can define in this way. So I was just thinking like why it's not allowing. So in the same way, by using the alter table, like in the primary key, how you did, you can also alter and you can also add some constraint, or you can also drop it by using this alter table. I mean alter table keyword. So I think that should be fine for you. Let me show just select star from okay, select star from order details table and select star from products table. So now what happens? So now what happens is order detail ID is the primary key and product ID is the primary key of products table. When it comes to the foreign key, when it joins both of the tables, it will take product ID of this order details table as foreign key. So again, this foreign key we will be using same as primary key, and it is basically it is telling the relationship between both tables when both tables are joined. Okay. So in the same way, we have another constraint called SQL check constraint. So why we use it is used to limit the value range that can be placed in a column. So if you are defining certain particular column as check, then that particular column will be checking some condition whatever we have defined while creating the table, and it will only allow until that particular data. So if you see, we will again create some table. While creating it, it takes some. So while creating this particular table, I want to say my product ID as not null and product name as not null and all. But now I wanted to mention this particular price is there, right? Whatever, everything is not null. You can also remove it, your wish. So not null is not a constraint now. What we are checking the price. So I wanted to give some price value, price greater than or equals to 100. So while creating it, I'm saying, so here I'll give like check and check. So I want to give check only. So I have created a table with, I'm saying that price should be greater than or equals to 100. So I have given some value over here while creating create a table. Check constraint. Okay, so now what it will allow? So what it will allow now? It will allow it will only allow the data when where that price is greater than 100. So we cannot insert the data less than 100. So if you want, I can show you that. So so I want to give this row code effect. Okay, sorry. I need to give this one, right? This table. See here, I have given my price equals to 40. It's not allowing me. It's saying like we have a check constraint. So we have a check constraint for the product price column. So what I will do, I'll just change my data and I'll give 100 or greater than 100 value over here. I'll give 100 or say 4100 is greater than. So it is allowing. So if you give 100 also, it will allow. So in this way you can give something like whatever. So here I no need to give only one. You can also give two or more data also. So suppose while creating, so this is products check, two columns. If you think this way, I wanted to say my price should be less than 100, and also I want to define some other one. One is like okay, my supplier ID. Okay, my supplier ID equals to 2. So I'm mentioning my supplier ID should be 2 and my price is 100. So while creating this particular data, mhm, mhm. Column check constraint for column price. Okay, references another column. Mhm. Okay, so when you want to give, okay, I have forgot. So when you want to give only on one particular column, you can give straight away as it is. But when you are defining two or more columns, again you have to combine them. So that's why what we have to do over here is, so we need to mention constraint and we need to give some word to it, as we have given in foreign key and primary key. So I'll just give check product and we need to give this condition over here. So now I have defined price and supplier ID for both my check condition will be satisfied. Now see, I have told my price is less than 100 and I have told my supplier ID should be equals to 2. So I have given equals to 100 and supplier ID equals to 1. Oh, sorry. This is my products check. Now the same examples we'll use over here. And yeah, we need to change the data. So I have given as 100, which is not less than 100. It will not allow, and also my supplier ID is not 2. So it is saying see check product and we have a conflict. So now what I will do, I'll change my price to 10, which is less than 100, but still it should not allow me because I didn't give the supplier ID equals to 2. So in the same way, I have given 2. Sorry, I have given to category ID, I have to give to supplier ID. So, okay, we'll see. It got affected, right? So in the same way, you can define any limit if you have, and you can use this check constraint like any other constraint. We have we can also add the table. We can also add some constraint to any existing table, any existing column, and we can also drop that. And we have one more call which is very useful, which is default. So this is like we are setting some default value to a column. So again, we'll take the same one. So for the price only, what I will do, I will set default as 200. So I have set default as 200. So what will happen is like this particular data, whenever whenever you have created or inserted any data, it will take only 200. So let's see this. So okay, same one. We'll see. One row got affected, right? Well, let's see this by querying. So now what I will do, see here, I am not, when I have given some value, it will take that value. But when I have given the value of that particular column, it is taking the value as 200 as default. So whenever you want, whenever you know that particular table is a constant, if you want to set any default value and you don't want to change for every inserting, then you can use this particular default. In the same way, you can also drop by default, and you can also create add a default constraint to any column. So this is the last one we want to discuss is index. So we have something called create index, and it is used to create indexes in a table. So why we will use? So indexes are used to retrieve data quickly from database. Suppose you have millions of data in your particular table, and when you are trying to query the data from it, so obviously millions of data will take a lot of time to get the result output, right? So in that case, if you want the details to be very quicker, then what you will do, you will be using this particular indexes, okay? So just these are used to speed up the searches or queries. So speeds up as we have very less data here, we cannot what we can say, we cannot clearly show you, but the thing is, when you can create index syntax, I'll tell you with an example. So create index, and we'll give some name to it, index name on the table name, and we'll give which columns you wanted to create index. So column 2, so on, and so in the same way we have another one thing called unique index. So if you are saying like this particular unique like if you are creating a unique index, that particular data or that particular column will not allow any duplicates. Okay, so in the same way, create unique index. So these all columns should not allow no duplicates are allowed. So if you want to create index for a person's table or for a product table itself, so I'll be telling create index, or I'll give some name for my index, product name, and I'll mention on products, and I'll mention the column name over here. So product name. What happens here is, in the same way you can drop index, and in the same way you can give two or more columns over here, and in the same way you can alter after creating the table. But what when you have select star from products table, right? See, suppose if this particular products table it have some millions of data, and it is retrieving it is retrieving all the data after 20 minutes. Then I'll specify like where I'll give a condition of this some product name, okay? So if I give this condition on product name, as I have mentioned, index column is my product name, and if I give some condition right like this equals to fan, it will retrieve the data very fast. So because I have defined this as an index column. Index column means just to retrieve the data very fastly from the database by using search queries. So these are the main constraints that we'll be using in our particular SQL. So I can think in this way. Hmm. So just one more thing, it's very easy. So comments means like we'll be having single line comments. That is like we'll just put this particular, it will start with an hyphen. Any text between this particular hyphen. So when you are giving with this hyphen, that is a single line comment, and anyways you know like why comments is used to just explain that particular code or that particular section. So if you want to explain anything about that table or that particular statement, you can mention these comments. So, and also we have multi-line comments. So it will any text between / star and store / So you can, in this way you can easily do multiple line comments and single line comments. And yes, operators, you know, right? You have some star means like it is a multiply, plus means add, divided by divide. So we have like bitwise and bitwise, or so that is not that much useful, but operators like less than, greater than, equals to, comparison operators, you have so many operators you will be using those operators anywhere between, like wherever it is required. Yes, one thing we can just discuss very quickly. So we have these two tables called products and order details. So in this, what I wanted to say is Okay, so any and all we are using for comparison purpose. Likewise, some other comparison operators equals to and all. So for this, we want to do some comparison. So what I wanted to see here is, so I wanted to know all the product names from my products table where the quantity in order details table is equals to 10. So first we'll execute some product, something whether we have data for quantity equals to 10. So when I'm using any operator, what it will do is, first of all, we'll see do we have any data for quantity equals to 10. Yes, we have 42, 41, 7, 11, 41. So we have 5 data where my quantity equals to 10. So if this data is true, then we'll get the product name for this particular table, because any means if any of this value, if any of this quantity equals to 10 exists in that particular table, then it will return the result. So we'll see that. So see here, if this quantity equals to 10, it's matching for 4 product IDs. So 7, 11, 42, 41. That's why it is retrieving the data. Sofa, window, page, tofu. So we'll see this 7, 11, 42, 41 product IDs are having the quantity ID equals to 10. So we will see with the all operator. Anyways, it will not retrieve any data. Why? Because all operator will think in this way, like this particular data, all the quantity in the product ID, if it is equals to 10 only, it will retrieve the data. That means it will check for all condition. If all the rows in my table is equals to 10 only, I'll retrieve my data. If not, I'll not retrieve. So this is the basic difference between any and all. Okay, so by this we can say we have covered all the most important topics in SQL. So let me know if you have any questions. Nobody have questions? Okay, 1 second. Durga, can you please unmute? Durga? Durga? You are on mute if you think like you're talking. Okay, Vamshi, can you please unmute?
Yes, madam. Hello.
Okay, so Vamshi, can you quickly tell me what is primary key?
Primary key is the unique key that is assigned to only a single column, not for multiple columns. If we are assigning it to multiple columns, then it is a unique key.
I cannot listen your voice.
What?
One
No,
second.
madam.
Might be my problem. Okay, I can listen now. Can you tell me now? Yeah, Vamshi.
Primary key is a unique key that can be assigned only to single column. But a unique key, if we assign to the multiple columns, then it is a unique key.
Unique key is right. but primary key can also be assigned to multiple columns, but that should be grouped as a single column.
Okay,
Understood?
understood.
Yeah.
Grouped as a single column.
Yeah, grouped as a single column, but that can be assigned to multiple columns. Just we have done for product ID and product name, but we have given as a single primary key, which is product pk underscore products.
Okay, okay.
So it will be like it will take as a combination of say 2 or 3 columns, but it will take as a single column.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So
Okay.
can you please tell me what is inner join?
Inner join will join the tables from will take the data from the two tables
Mm-hmm.
and will join the common columns.
Any join will join the common columns. Common in the sense unique or primary keys. Yes, but what the result you will get? What result you will get? When you join A and B tables, what is the result you get, Vamshi?
1 minute.
It will be returns common value.
Who is this? Subramaniam?
It will returns common values, both records, same records from both tables.
It will retrieve the common records between A and B table, right?
Yeah, right. Aunaka.
Yeah. Can you tell me why check is used, Subramaniam?
Okay.
Check constraint we have discussed now today. Check.
అర్థం కాలేదక్క.
We have discussed check constraint, CHECK, check constraint. Vamshi, if you know, can also tell. We have discussed check constraint, right? We have some constraints like not null, primary key, default, foreign key, right? Similar way we have check constraint, right? Today we have discussed. So can any one of you say like why we will use it?
చెక్ కన్స్ట్రెయింట్ అనేది వాల్యూ ఒక కాలం లో వాల్యూ రేంజ్ కి లిమిట్ చేసేదానికి యూస్ చేస్తాం మేము చెక్ కన్స్ట్రెయింట్.
అంటే ఇప్పుడు మనం ఆ వాల్యూ డేటా రేంజ్ లో లేకుండా వాల్యూని ఇన్సర్ట్ చేద్దాం అనుకున్నా, ఏదైనా రోని ఇన్సర్ట్ చేద్దాం అనుకున్నప్పుడు ఇన్సర్ట్ అవుతుందా లేదా?
చెక్ కన్స్ట్రెయింట్ పెడితే ఇన్సర్ట్ అవ్వదు మేడం.
అవ్వదు. ఓకే ఓకే. సో ప్రైమరీ ఎవరు? సుబ్రహ్మణ్యమా?
చెక్ మళ్ళీ చెప్పక ఒకసారి.
చెక్ కన్స్ట్రెయింట్ లో ఇప్పుడు ఒక కాలం ఉంది, ప్రైస్ అనే కాలం ఉంది. నేను చెక్ టేబుల్ ని క్రియేట్ చేసేటప్పుడు ఆ ప్రైస్ టేబుల్ కి ఆ ప్రైస్ కాలం కి నేను 100 అనే వాల్యూ ఇచ్చాను, గ్రేటర్ దాన్ 100 అనే వాల్యూ ఇచ్చాను. సపోజ్ నువ్వు డేటా ఇన్సర్ట్ చేసేటప్పుడు ఓన్లీ గ్రేటర్ దాన్ 100 వాల్యూస్ డేటా ఇన్సర్ట్ చేస్తేనే అది ఇన్సర్ట్ అవుతుంది డేటా. లెస్ దాన్ 100 ఇస్తే ఇన్సర్ట్ అవ్వదు, నీకు ఎర్రర్ వస్తుంది. ఓకే సో యా ఓకే. సో టేబుల్ ని డిలీట్ చేయాలంటే ఏం వాడతాం, అంటే ఏ స్టేట్మెంట్ వాడతాం?
డిలీట్ స్టేట్మెంట్.
సారీ,
డిలీట్ స్టేట్మెంట్.
డిలీట్ స్టేట్మెంట్ లేదు, డ్రాప్ టేబుల్. యా, సో we will use drop. ఓకే, సింగిల్ లైన్ కమెంట్స్ ఎలా ఇస్తాం? విత్ ఇన్ హైఫన్స్. ఓకే,
ఓకే.
హైఫన్స్.
యా. సో సపోజ్ ఒక టేబుల్లో మనకి డూప్లికేట్ వాల్యూస్ రావద్దు, నాకు కౌంట్ డూప్లికేట్స్ వాల్యూస్ రావద్దు, అది ఎలా చేసావు? ఇప్పుడు సపోజ్ ఈ సెలెక్ట్ స్టార్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ ప్రోడక్ట్స్ టేబుల్ ఉంది, నాకు ప్రోడక్ట్ నేమ్స్ డూప్లికేట్స్ రావద్దు,
డిస్టింక్ట్
ఏ కీవర్డ్ యూజ్ చేస్తాం?
డిస్టింక్ట్ కౌంట్ డిస్టింక్ట్ ఒక
ఎలా రాస్తావు డిస్టింక్ట్ తో? సెలెక్ట్
డిస్టింక్ట్ కౌంట్
డిస్టింక్ట్ కౌంట్
Column
కౌంట్ ఇక్కడ
Column
కాలం
name.
ఇది వర్క్ అవుతుంది అనుకుంటున్నారా?
అలియాస్ నేమ్ ఇచ్చుకోవాలక్క మేము.
సో ఇప్పుడు చూసారా ప్రోడక్ట్ నేమ్, 1 సెకండ్, ప్రోడక్ట్ నేమ్ డిస్టింక్ట్ లేదా ఉంది. ఇక్కడ చూడండి 25 రోస్ ఉన్నాయి, కరెక్టా? ఈ 25 రోస్ లో సోప్ అనేది చాలా సార్లు రిపీట్ అయింది, కరెక్టా? సోప్ 1 ఫస్ట్ కాలం అండ్ సోప్ 25 కాలం అండ్ సమ్వేర్ అరౌండ్ ఎక్కడో, ఓకేనా? సోప్ రిపీట్ అయింది. ఓకే, నువ్వు కౌంట్ ఆఫ్ ప్రోడక్ట్ నేమ్ తీస్తున్నప్పుడు టోటల్ 25 రోస్ వస్తున్నాయి, ఫైన్. బట్ డిస్టింక్ట్ కౌంట్ అని తీసినప్పుడు నీకు డూప్లికేట్ వాల్యూస్ రిమూవ్ అవ్వాలి కదా, రిమూవ్ అవ్వలేదు ఎందుకు? You haven't given the correct syntax. Vamshi, can you tell me?
అక్క సెలెక్ట్ కౌంట్ సెలెక్ట్ తర్వాత కౌంట్ ఇవ్వాలి.
ఎలా అంటే కౌంట్ లో డిస్టింక్ట్ ఇవ్వాలి,
అవునక్క, అదే చెప్తున్నాను.
కరెక్టే, కానీ మీరు చూసి చెప్తున్నారు, కరెక్టా? ఓకే, వంశీ కూడా ఇందాక ఇన్నర్ జాయిన్ అంటే చూస్తాను. ఓకే ఫైన్. ఇక్కడ కౌంట్ లో యు ఆర్ సేయింగ్ ఐ వాంట్ కౌంట్ ఆఫ్ డిస్టింక్ట్ ప్రోడక్ట్ నేమ్. సో ఇప్పుడు 20 రోస్ వచ్చాయి. సో ఐ వాంట్, ఓకే, నాకు టాప్ 1000 రోస్ కావాలి ప్రోడక్ట్స్ టేబుల్, టాప్ 10 రోస్ కావాలి, ఎలా చేస్తారు?
సెలెక్ట్ టాప్ ఎన్నక 10
10. వంశీ నువ్వు కూడా చెప్పొచ్చు.
సెలెక్ట్ టాప్ 10 ఎంత నెంబర్ అయితే అంత నెంబర్ పెడతాం, టాప్ అని పెట్టి
ఫ్రమ్
టేబుల్ నేమ్.
ఓకే, ఏమైంది?
కీవర్డ్ ఫ్రమ్
ఎర్రర్ వచ్చింది. ఎందుకు?
కౌంట్ ఆఫ్ టాప్ 10 పెట్టారు.
కౌంట్ యూజ్ చేయం టాప్ 10 యూజ్ చేసినప్పుడు. నువ్వు టాప్ 10 అంటున్నావు, కౌంట్ లో 10 వస్తాయి కదా.
లేదు, కౌంట్ రాదక్క, టాప్ ఓన్లీ టాప్ మాత్రమే.
ఏం మిస్ అయింది ఇక్కడ?
ఇన్వర్టెడ్స్ లో ఏం లేదు.
అబ్జర్వ్ చేయండి, ఏం మిస్ అయింది ఇక్కడ? స్టార్ మిస్ అయింది. ఆర్ కాలం నేమ్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు గివ్ నా, ఏమేమి ఇవ్వాలి అని మనం సెలెక్ట్ స్టేట్మెంట్ కి చెప్పాలి కదా. అవుట్పుట్ లో నాకు స్టార్ అంటే టోటల్ డేటా, టోటల్ కాలమ్స్ కావాలా, ఓన్లీ సమ్ కాలమ్స్ కావాలా నువ్వు చెప్పాలి. సో స్టార్ మిస్ అయింది, అందుకే రిజల్ట్ రావట్లేదు.
కొన్ని వాటికి అంటే కొన్ని వాటికి కొన్ని సింటాక్సెస్ కి స్టార్ నేను చూడలేదు, అందుకే చెప్పలేదు స్టార్ ఉంటుందని.
టాప్ కి యూజ్ చేయాలి ఫర్ షూర్, బికాస్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు టెల్ టు దట్ పర్టికులర్ క్వెరీ, రైట్? వీ నీడ్ టు యూజ్ విచ్ పర్టికులర్ కాలమ్ షుడ్ బి దేర్ ఇన్ ద అవుట్పుట్. అదే నువ్వు అగ్రిగేట్ ఫంక్షన్స్ లైక్ కౌంట్, సమ్ అలా యూజ్ చేసినప్పుడు సమ్ ఆఫ్ కాలమ్ నేమ్ ఇస్తాం కానీ ఆ తర్వాత స్టార్ ఏ దానికి సమ్ చేయాలి అని ఇస్తాం, కానీ తర్వాత స్టార్ ఇవ్వం, ఎందుకంటే మనకు ఓన్లీ సమ్ రిజల్ట్ కావాలి. లైక్ దట్ ఏ కాలమ్స్ కావాలో అవే మెన్షన్ చేస్తాం. కానీ ఈ టాప్ యూజ్ చేసినప్పుడు మనం పర్టికులర్ SQL కి చెప్పాలి, లైక్ వాట్ పర్టికులర్ కాలమ్స్ ఐ నీడ్ ఇన్ ద అవుట్పుట్. అయితే ఈ టాప్ లోనే నాకు సపోజ్ ప్రోడక్ట్స్ టేబుల్ లో ప్రోడక్ట్ ఐడీస్ అంటిల్ సమ్ 59 ఉన్నాయి, ఓకేనా? నాకు ఓన్లీ టాప్ 10 ఇవి వస్తున్నాయి, కానీ నాకు లాస్ట్ టాప్ 10 రావాలి, ఇవి రావాలి. అప్పుడు నేను ఏం చేయాలి? బాటమ్ 10 SQL సర్వర్ లో వర్క్ అవ్వదు. మీకు ఎక్కడైనా వర్క్ అయిందా బాటమ్ 10? Any guesses?
ఆర్డర్ బై పెట్టాను. ఆర్డర్ బై
ఆర్డర్ బై
ఇన్ డిసెండింగ్ ఆర్డర్ ఆఫ్ ది
ఏ కాలమ్ ఇవ్వాలి?
ప్రోడక్ట్ ఐడి కాలమ్.
ప్రోడక్ట్ ఐడి డిసెండింగ్. కరెక్టే వంశీ చెప్పింది. సో మీకు డిసెండింగ్ ఆర్డర్ లో ప్రోడక్ట్ ఐడీస్ కావాలి అని అంటే బై డిఫాల్ట్ అది అసెండింగ్ లో తీసుకుంటుంది. డిఫాల్ట్ డిసెండింగ్ లో కావాలి అన్నప్పుడు యూ కెన్ ఆర్డర్ ఇట్ బై ప్రోడక్ట్ ఐడి డిసెండింగ్, విచ్ ఎవర్ కాలమ్ యూ వాంట్ టు మెన్షన్. సో మోస్ట్లీ జాయిన్స్ ఎక్కువ అడుగుతారు, ఇన్నర్ జాయిన్ ఎక్కువ అడుగుతారు ఇంటర్వ్యూస్ లో. లైక్ ఎక్కువ యూజ్ చేసే జాయిన్ కూడా ఇన్నర్ జాయినే. అండ్ ఎక్కువ ఇంకా కొన్ని క్వశ్చన్స్ ఉన్నాయి, అవి ఏవేవి అడుగుతారు అని. లైక్ ఇప్పుడు టాప్ రోస్ నాకు మిడిల్ రోస్ కావాలి ఆర్ బిట్వీన్ రోస్ కావాలి, అలా కొన్ని. అంటే ఇప్పుడు మనకి లాస్ట్ రోస్ అని అన్నామా, లాస్ట్ రోస్ ఎలా చేస్తావు? యూ నీడ్ టు సార్ట్ ఇట్ బై ఆర్డర్ బై ఆర్ సంథింగ్ లైక్ ఏంటి డేటాబేస్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ సిస్టమ్స్. ఆర్ ఇప్పుడు సీక్వెల్ క్వెరీస్ లోనే డిఫరెన్సెస్ బిట్వీన్ జాయిన్స్ అడుగుతారు. ఇన్నర్ జాయిన్ ఎందుకు, లెఫ్ట్ జాయిన్ ఎందుకు, ప్రైమరీకి ఏంటి, ఫారెన్ కి ఏంటి, ఇండెక్స్ ఎందుకు యూజ్ చేస్తాం. ఐ థింక్ యూ అండర్స్టూడ్ వై వీల్ యూజ్ ఇండెక్స్, రైట్? సో డిలీట్ కి ట్రంకేట్ కి డిఫరెన్స్ ఏంటి? డిలీట్ స్టేట్మెంట్ అని ఉంది కదా మనకి, డిలీట్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ యూజ్ చేసాం కదా. సో డిలీట్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ ఎందుకు యూజ్ చేస్తాం? టు డిలీట్ ఏ పర్టికులర్ రో ఇన్ ఏ టేబుల్, రైట్? కానీ ట్రంకేట్ ఎందుకు యూజ్ చేస్తాం? టేబుల్ లో నుంచి అన్ని రోస్ డిలీట్ అవ్వడానికి యూజ్ చేస్తాం ట్రంకేట్. ఓకే, సో యూనిక్ కీ అంటే ఏంటి, ఎలాంటి ఉండొచ్చు అంటే how do you find highest top second highest salary, 10th highest salary, ala. So you need to practice this query so that you can write inner queries, sub queries avanni join chesi you can write it. So alanti maximum alanti vadagochu, third highest salary ela find out chestavu, something like that. So ఓకే, నల్ వాల్యూ, ఎంటీ వాల్యూస్. నువ్వు సపోజ్ మనం ఇన్సర్ట్ చేసినప్పుడు ఏ డేటా ఇవ్వకపోతే ఎలా ఇన్సర్ట్ అవుతుంది వాల్యూ, ఏదైనా డేటా ఇస్తే ఎలా ఇన్సర్ట్ అవుతుంది, ఎంటీ ఇస్తే ఎలా ఇన్సర్ట్ అవుతుంది. వెన్ యు ఆర్ డిఫైనింగ్ సంథింగ్ యాజ్ నాట్ నల్, then if you are giving null, elanti errors వస్తాయి మీకు. So when you are practicing it na, you have to observe the errors, you have to observe whatever you have given them. So main గా ఇలాంటివి అడుగుతారు SQL లో. Just be prepared for it. All the best. ఏమన్నా డౌట్స్ ఉంటే ఆ గ్రూప్ లో పోస్ట్ చేయండి, నేను చెప్తాను.
ఓకే
అక్క లాస్ట్ క్లాస్ అక్క ఇది
లాస్ట్
ఏమన్నా దీని మీద ఇంటర్వ్యూ క్వశ్చన్స్ ఏమన్నా ఉంటే కొద్దిగా ఇంపార్టెంట్ అంటే కొద్దిగా షేర్ చేస్తావా అక్క గ్రూప్ లో?
చెప్తాం, షేర్ చేస్తాం.
కేస్ స్టేట్మెంట్ చెప్పారా SQL కేస్ స్టేట్మెంట్?
కేస్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ అంత ఇంపార్టెంట్ కాదు. కేస్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ చెప్పలేదు ఫ్రాంక్లీ స్పీకింగ్, బట్ కేస్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ పెద్దగా అడగరు కూడా. సింటాక్స్ డైరెక్ట్ గా ఆన్లైన్ లో దొరుకుతుంది మీకు, చెప్పమంటే చెప్తాను.
పర్లేదు మేడం, చూసాను ఆల్రెడీ, ఈజీగానే ఉంది అది.
కేస్ స్టేట్మెంట్ అనేది ఏం లేదు, ఒక కండిషన్ ఇస్తాము, కండిషన్ ఇస్తే ఇది డిస్ప్లే అవ్వాలి. లైక్ ఇఫ్ ఏ దెన్ డిస్ప్లే బి, ఇఫ్ సి దెన్ డిస్ప్లే డి, అలా అంతే. కేస్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ మీకు ఇక్కడ ఏదంటే సి లాంగ్వేజ్ లో మీరు చూసే ఉంటారు కదా, నార్మల్ గా అందరికి సి లాంగ్వేజ్ ఉంటది కదా బీటెక్ ఫస్ట్ ఇయర్ లో.
అవును, డాక్స్ లో వస్తుంది అక్క.
డాక్స్ లో వస్తుందా? సో సేమ్ లైక్ దట్ కేస్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్. కేస్ అనేది వెరీ వెరీ సింపుల్ వన్. ఓకే, ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయా ఇంకా?
ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉంటే పోస్ట్ చేస్తాం గ్రూప్ లో.
చేయండి, నేను